All right, the Action Bible, chapter 19. Leavin, Laban. So Jacob marries Rachel and begins another 7 years of work for Laban. But God blesses Jacob and makes him rich with his own flocks. One day Jacob calls his wives together. Have you noticed that your father keeps scowling at me, even while he's cheating me? I think it's time to go. God is telling me to return home. Jacob loads everything on camels and herds his flocks together. Soon the caravan is on its way. Laban may follow, so keep watch and tell me if you see him coming. As they travel, Jacob guards the camel carrying Rachel and her only son, Joseph, her other son Joseph. Jacob's other 10 sons watch with jealous eyes. Without realizing it, Jacob sows seeds of trouble for the son he loves best. Several days after leaving Laban, "Look, riders, Laban and his men. Quick, tell Jacob." Jacob is ready when his father-in-law arrives. "Jacob, why did you leave without giving me a chance to say goodbye?" "I was afraid you might have kept your daughters from going." "Well, you're probably right. But the God of your fathers has told me not to hurt you." Laban is furious, but he doesn't dare go against Jacob's God. So Laban and Jacob set up a pile of stones to mark a border and make an agreement to go their separate ways. "You stay on your side, and I'll stay on mine." End of chapter. But since it was short, we will read chapter 20. Awesome. Touched by an angel. Eagerly, Jacob continues his journey home. On the way, he has a wonderful vision. An army of angels, the army of God, is camped beside me. The angels comfort Jacob, but as he gets closer to home, he begins to worry about his brother, Esau, who once planned to murder him. "Ride ahead of me and look for Esau. Tell him I'm coming home with my family and flocks. Tell him I hope he will forgive me." Jacob waits anxiously for the riders to come back. He remembers the time he lied to his father and stole his brother's blessing, and when Esau threatened to kill him. Finally, the scouts return. "We saw Esau. He's coming to meet you with 400 men." Jacob is frightened, but he is also shrewd. He divides his caravan into two parts. Then he sends servants ahead with presents for Esau. If Esau attacks the one group, the other can get away. "And when we meet Esau, we will give him your generous gifts of goats, camels, cows, and donkeys. He will be very impressed." That night Jacob prays, confessing his sins, admitting his fear, and asking for God's help. But still, he cannot sleep. "My family would be safer on the other side of the river." So in the middle of the night, Jacob moves his family. "You will be safer on the other side, Rachel. I wish you would stay with us." Oh, But Jacob needs to be alone. Later that night, as he prays, he feels himself wrestling with a mysterious stranger. The struggle is fierce, but Jacob does not give up until the stranger blesses him. Your name will not be Jacob any longer. Instead, you will be Israel, which means God wrestler. The next morning, Jacob is limping because he hurt his hip wrestling with the angel. But Jacob is happy because he knows God has blessed him. Jacob goes confidently to meet his brother Esau. Jacob, my brother, I'm happy to see you again. Esau, I'm so glad you don't hate me anymore. Proudly, Jacob presents his family. Well, the ones he loves most, anyway. This is my wife, Rachel, and my son, Joseph. It's good to see you, my brother, family. It's good to see my brother's family. God has really blessed you. End of chapter. Next one is homecoming.